Hi, so welcome to the third video for our combinatorics course. We will continue from the concepts that we have learned so far on addition and subtraction and multiplication principle. And what we'll do here is learn about when do we apply what, right? When do we apply addition or multiplication, and when is it a combination of multiple principles? So we'll see this through a few examples. So this video will be a short video where we'll do a few examples, okay? So let's look at the questions. Question 1, for example, is I need to choose my password for my bank card, let's say. Password for my bank card. And here, there are some restrictions on my password. We can use digits can be from 0 to 9. Digits from 0 to 9 are allowed. And it has to have at least 4 digits, and not more than 7 digits, and not more than 7 digits. Correct. So how many possibilities are there in which I can select my password, right? Digits 0 to 9 are allowed, and there is no restriction like you can start with 0, right? So that is possible. So here, if you think about it, there are multiple ways in which you could create your password, right? You can create a 4-digit password, or a 5-digit password, or a 6-digit password, or a 7-digit, right? So remember this principle that whenever you have to say or in a combinatorial problem, like here I have to say or, right? Whenever you have to say or to describe a combinatorial problem, it is basically a union of sets. So A union B means an element in A union B can be either in A or in B. A union B is associated with the or statement. A intersection B would have been an and statement. An element in A intersection B has to be in A and has to be in B, right? So here it is an or statement here, right? You can construct your password in 4 different ways. So therefore, we know that it is set of A, set, let's say A is the set, A4 is the set where you have a 4-digit password, or A5, or A6, or A7, right? So basically you have to take the union of these 4 sets, right? Union A5, union A6, union A7. So how many ways can you do it is basically the number of elements in this union set, right? Number of elements in this union set will be the number of ways you can do it. Now this is very easy because now we know addition principle, right? So this is clearly mod of A4 plus mod of A5 plus mod of A6 plus mod of A7. And I'm sure all of you can figure out how many ways you can create a 4-digit number using 0 to 9, right? There is no restriction, so it will simply be 10 power 4. Inside, you are selecting a k tuple, right? You are selecting a 4 tuple, and it is 10 power 4 by multiplication principle. So if you go back to our previous video, we have understood how to select 4-digit numbers and all, and any k-digit k tuple you can select by multiplication principle. But I'm not going to go into details of that. It is very straightforward. So you can revisit that video and it will be clear that this answer is this, right? So this is our solution for this question. We are using addition principle here, and keep in mind that the or statement is important, and that signifies that it's a union of sets. And obviously, while solving the problem, one of the subparts uses multiplication principle, right? So it's both actually. Let's look at another question. Suppose a thief stole my card, right? A thief stole my card and he knows some information about my card as well. He knows my card has 5 digits. My card has 5 digits and it has an 8 in it, and it has number 8 in it, right? Then how many chances does he have? Okay, he also knows one additional information. He knows that my card does not start with a 0. My card number basically does not start with a 0. the 0. By the way, when I say card number, I mean PIN code, PIN or password, right? So yeah, so my card number does not start with 0. So he has this much information and he is now at an ATM and he wants to take away my money. And how many attempts does he have? How many chances does he have before he can guess my correct password? So that is my question. Now, in this question, it's a 5-digit password. So 5 tuple basically, and it does not start with 0, right? So this set does not have 0. So it can be anything, 1 to 9, right? And it has 8 somewhere. There is a possibility of 8 being somewhere in this, right? 8 has to be somewhere, right? Now, the problem with the direct computation, if you want to find out how many possible numbers will fit this so that the thief will know these many numbers to try, if you try to do direct calculations, it will become a little complicated because you don't know how many times 8 comes, right? 8 could come once here or here, and then you will count the same number 2 times. So for example, if you have the number 83885, this number suppose, then you will count it 3 times, right? Because 8 can come here, 8 can come here, 8 can come here, right? So I will not do a straightforward count here. What I will do is find total number of 5-digit numbers, total number of 5-digit numbers that do not start with 0, that don't start with 0, correct? And I will use subtraction principle. I will subtract the numbers that have at least 1 8, right? Correct. So no, I'll not subtract that. I'll subtract the numbers that don't have 8, right? So first I will count this number. So this is a very straightforward calculation. So the first digit can be 9 and the last 4 digits can be 10 choices. So 9 into 10 power 4 is the total number of numbers here. If you are not getting that, remember it's a 5 tuple. First digit set is from 1 to 9 and last 4 sets are from 0 to 9. And go back to our previous lecture and there we have discussed this. So these are total number of numbers here. And if I want to find out all the numbers that don't have 8, all numbers that don't have 8, so that is also fairly straightforward. Now you will start with the first digit has how many choices? It has 1 to 9, but not 8. So 8 choices for the first digit. And the remaining have 9 choices because you cannot use 8, right? So the number of numbers will be 8 into 9 power 4. So the answer will be the subtraction of these two because that will give me numbers that always have an 8, right? So my answer here will be 9 into 10 power 4 minus 8 into 9 power 4. This will be the number of numbers which will have 5 digits and have the number 8 in them and will not start with 0, obviously. So here we are using the subtraction principle or complementary counting, right? I hope that is clear. Let's look at another question. Question number 3 is basically an AIME question, 1988. The question says, compute the probability that a randomly selected positive divisor of 10 power positive divisor of 10 power 99, right, is an integer multiple of 10 power 88, multiple of 10 power 88, right? So how do we do this? So first of all, we have to understand a divisor of 10 power 99. How will it look? 10 power 99's prime factorization is 2 power 99 into 5 power 99, right? So a divisor must have some powers less than this, right? So 2 power A, 5 power B, right? This is a random divisor of 10 power 99. And here the condition on A and B is such that 0 is less than equal to A comma B is less than equal to 99, right? This is a random divisor of 10 power 99. Now we have to make sure that this random divisor is an integer multiple of 10 power 88. So let's look at 10 power 88. 10 power 88 is basically 2 power 88 into 5 power 88. Now, when will this divisor be a multiple of this number, 2 power 88 and 5 power 88? Obviously, only when A comma B are both greater than equal to 88, right? Both of them have to be greater than equal to 88. So they have to be from 88 to 99. 99 is the maximum possibility for that. So A and B both have to be from 88 to 99. Only then will this number be able to divide that number, that divisor, right? So total number of divisors possible here. Let's look at what are the possibilities for A. A has 100 possibilities from 0 to 99, and B also has 100 possibilities from 0 to 99. So how many ways can you construct this ordered pair? The number of ordered pairs will be 100 into 100. And you should think about it. You should realize that each ordered pair will give a different number, and order clearly matters here. So A comma B is not the same divisor as B comma A, because that divisor will be 2 power B and 5 power A, and that is not the same as 2 power A and 5 power B. So total number of divisors are these. Number of divisors which will be multiples will be from 88 to 99. So that will be 12 into 12, right? 12 into 12 choices for A, B, which will satisfy such that they will be multiples of 10 power 88, right? So we have 144 by 100, 100, 100 into 100 is the probability. Probability will be given by number of favorable cases by total number of cases. This simplifies as 9 by 625. So that is the answer for this particular question. Pause the video, try to think about what we went through. I'm sure it will be fairly clear to you. Yeah, let's move on to the next one. The next question that we want to look at here is another nice question. It says, determine the number of ordered pairs, Notice that whenever we have ordered pair question, it is like a multiplication principle question. Number of ordered pairs of positive integers A comma B such that the LCM of A and B is 2 power 3, 5 power 7, and 7 power 13, 11 power 13, and 11 power 13. So the LCM of A and B is given, and you have to find numbers A and B such that this is the LCM, right? So if A and B are LCM, A and B's LCM is this, then basically you can say A is a factor of this number, right? Factor of 2 power 3, 5 power 7, 11 power 13, and so on for B as well. B is also a factor of this, right? So you can say that A's prime factorization should be 2 power X, 5 power Y, 11 power Z, and B's prime factorization will be 2 power S, 5 power T, and 11 power U. These X, Y, Z, S, T, U are just random numbers, but they have to satisfy one property, that maximum of X comma S should be 3, maximum of Y comma T should be 7, and maximum of Z comma U should be 13, right? Then only the LCM will turn out to be this number, right? Then only you can say that LCM of these two will be this, right? So if the maximum of XS is supposed to be 3, then what are the possibilities of ordered pairs of XS? You can just list them out. It's fairly simple. 0, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, then 3, 2, 3, 1, and 3, 0. These are the possible ordered pairs of X and S, right? So there are clearly 7 pairs for X and S. Similarly here, maximum of Y and T is 7. So you can create pairs like 0, 7, 1, 7, same process till 7, 7, and then 7, 6, and so on till 7, 0. So you can see that 7, 7, 14, and one central one. So there will be 15 choices here. And there will be similarly 13 into 2 plus 1, 27 choices here, right? These are ways in which you can construct pairs of these numbers, right? Ultimately, you have to construct ordered pairs of A and B. So the total number of choices will be just the product of this and this and this, right? Because ordered pairs of A and B means it's like a 6 tuple now. You already know number of ways to make this tuple is 7. Number of ways to make this is 15. So you'll get 7 into 15 into 27 ways in which ways to make A comma B, right? So there are these many choices of making A comma B. You can take a smaller number and check this hypothesis out yourself. Like take a smaller number, 2 power 2 and 5 power 3, and see how many numbers A and B you can deduce. Follow the same steps. See how many numbers A and B you can find, ordered pairs, for which you will get LCM as this, right? Confirm that for yourself. You will realize that this result is correct. So the last two results basically tell us this two interesting facts from number theory. Two interesting facts, like if basically n has a prime factor decomposition like this, p1, p2, alpha 2, and so on, pk, alpha k, then number of divisors of n will be 1 plus alpha 1, 1 plus alpha 2, and so on till 1 plus alpha k. These divisors include 1 and n, The reason this happens should be clear by now. These are prime factors. So the powers of this can go from 0 to alpha 1. In any divisor, the power has to go from 0 to alpha 1 for P1. So there are alpha 1 plus 1 choices there for the first set. And then it is a product of so many k sets because we are making a k tuple. We are making a k tuple of alpha 1 to alpha k. So that is a straightforward result. The other result is something that you might not have seen. So let n is the same number. Then there are 2 alpha 1 plus 1, 2 alpha 2 plus 1, and so on, 2 alpha k plus 1 pairs, distinct pairs of ordered positive integers, ordered positive integers means some integer 5,7 is a different pair and 7,5 is a different pair. So we are counting the same two numbers 2 times here. Okay. So distinct pairs of ordered positive integers A and B such that LCM of AB is equal to M. So this is from question 4. This is a direct extension of the thing that we did in question 4. So check it for small numbers. Whenever you have a new fact that you encounter, you should check it for small numbers and see if it makes sense. Once you do the prime factorization for a few small numbers, you'll get the hang of it. So that's it for this class. These are 3-4 questions we discussed where we are applying multiplication and addition principle. Obviously, we'll see much more challenging problems in the future. And right now, we'll just continue with the theory in the next set of videos. So I'll see you next time. Stay tuned.